Are you looking to buy your next or even perhaps your first fishing reel and you just don't know where to go? Well, in this video, I'll be giving you 5 important tips to find the best fishing reel for you. Buying fishing equipment could be very daunting, very tiring. You ever search Google or even Amazon on what's the best fishing reel and you get flooded with options and you're just like, I don't know where to go? Well, that's what this video is made for. We're gonna give you 5 important tips for you to get the best fishing reel for you. Hey, if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Julio and I'm the host of the channel Get Hooked Fishing. Our goal is to provide you with the best knowledge and content so we can get you guys hooked on fish. Let's jump right into tip number 1. So when you're surfing the web looking for your reels, the first thing that probably popped out at you was the budget, right? You probably saw some big names. If you're anything like me, you're looking for the bigger the better, right? Well, that's not always the case. Here's why budget is so important. Maybe you're just starting off and you're like, hey Julio, I'm a beginner, man. I don't really want to start spending too much money. I've only been fishing once. I don't know if I'm gonna like it again. Or you're on the other end of the spectrum and you're like, hey Julio, money ain't a thing for me, brother. Lay it on me. What do you got? So there's two different things, right? You could be on the beginning stage or you can be more advanced. So budget is very important. So if you go, while you're going through your searches on Amazon and on Google, I'm pretty sure you came across some nice names. Shimano, Stella, pretty expensive. That can cost you $1,000. Hence why budget is very important. If you're looking for the best reels, yeah, you're gonna get some good names, but they're gonna be pretty pricey. Tip number 2 is rod length and rod strength. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Julio, whoa, slow down. I don't even have a reel yet, and you're talking to me about rods? Well, here's why this is important. So there's different type of reels as there's different type of rods. Okay, so reels come in different sizes, shapes, and forms. So you have your conventional reel, you have your spinning reel, and then you have your bait casting reel. You can't put a conventional reel on a spinning rod. You can't put a spinning reel on a conventional rod. So that's why you need to know your rod and the rod strength, right? Also, even if you're using, let's say, a spinning reel and a spinning rod, the size and the strength, the size of the reel matters. The bigger the number, the bigger the reel. Rod and reel balance are very important. You don't want to strain too much the backbone of the rod or it will break. Hence why you don't want to put too big of a reel on a small rod. Subsequently, if you put a small reel on a big rod, it's pretty much not gonna do the job that you want. So that's why rod and reel is very important to match. Here's a pro tip for you. If you haven't bought your reel yet, you're looking on Amazon or Google, I suggest before you buy on the internet, you check out a store. That way you can match the reel to a rod that you like. It's very important, very important to have the rod and reel balance. Tip number 3. What type of fishing will you be doing? Now, I know you're like, whoa. Man, you're jumping from reels to rods and now type of fishing. Brother, take it easy. Well, here's why it's important. The type of fishing determines what type of rod you want to be doing. Well, are you going to be fishing on a pier? Are you going to be fishing on a boat? Or are you be fishing on a beach? Typically, anytime you see somebody fishing on the beach, 9 out of 10 times they have a spinning reel. Anytime you see somebody fishing on a boat, probably have a conventional reel. Now, that's not to say they can't use a spinning reel on a boat or even a bait casting reel on a boat. As you see, a lot of pro fishers, when they fish freshwater, they use bait casting. So you want to know more or less, and if you don't know, that's fine, because these tips are still going to help you out and it's going to be the best reel for you. Again, there's two spectrums, right? Whether the beginning or you're more advanced. But then there's that gray area that says, you know what, I can get a reel and a rod that helps me do both. And that's not a problem. Again, if you're starting out and you don't know where to go, my suggestion would be right in the middle where you can fish off the beach, fish in a pier, fish on a boat. You're not gonna take an 11-foot rod on a boat. That doesn't make sense. You're not really gonna take a 7-foot rod on a beach. right? So if you don't know what type of fishing you're going to be doing again, I would advise something like around 9 feet, where you can do both, right? You could take it on the beach, you could do it on the boat, you could take it on the pier. It works great. Tip number 4 is light tackle or heavy tackle. Kind of touch base on this on previous tips. Light tackle is mainly when you're using plugs, which is artificial lures. You got soft plastics and things of that nature. Whenever you have a light rod, you're not gonna be casting heavy of a bait. Heavy tackle is usually used when you're gonna be chunking bait, because the bait is heavy within itself, and then you have a piece of sinker. You want to make sure you cast right over the waves. So again, the type of fishing ties into what kind of tackle you need, which ties into what kind of reel, which ties into the budget, right? So always think about what kind of tackle you want to need. So light tackle is good for if you think you're just going to be on the beach or a pier, you're not going to be really using bait. Light tackle is the way to go. If you say, you know what, all my buddies, all they know how to do is use bait, I'm barely going to be using any plastic or nothing like that, or any artificial lures, then heavy tackle is the way to go. You don't have to get 11 foot rod, you could get a 9 and 10 foot rod and it still does the job, right? But the strength, again, how heavy or how light a tackle is very important, because it's going to help you determine what kind of reel you want. Again, you're not going to put a 3,000 size reel on a 9 foot pole. It's pretty much not going to do any good for you. And then you're not going to put a 6,000 on a 7 foot pole again. So what kind of tackle you need is very, very important. Now here's the number 1 tip. So it's actually tip number 5, but to me it's my favorite tip. And here's why. A lot of people and a lot of gurus or a lot of professionals, everybody that knows, will never tell you this. I don't know why, they just don't tell you. And here it is. Ready? It's a secret, so don't tell anybody. Find a reel that feels right for you. I can tell you what I like, but it doesn't mean that it feels right for you. You understand? You have to find a reel that feels right for you. Whatever it is, it could be aesthetically. If you see a reel that you don't like and you buy it, your fishing experience most likely is gonna be terrible. You're probably gonna put that fishing reel in a corner, never pick it up, and probably never buy another fishing reel again. And that's not what you want. So, tip number 5 should be tip number 1. Buy a reel that feels great for you. Very simple. Very, very simple. If you like a reel because it has black and red opposed to blue, then go with what makes you feel comfortable. Because you don't want to spend money on equipment that you're not going to use or you're not going to like. That's the worst thing you can do. So, let's go over the 5 tips one more time. Okay? So, budget is number 1. Rod strength and size is number 2. Number 3, type of fishing. Number 4, light tackle or heavy tackle. And then tip number 5, find the reel that you like. If you guys like this video, please press the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more content. Thank you and see you next time.